Absolutely honored and humbled to be here this evening, to speak to you and to be amongst friends. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate our brother Siddiq on the culmination of a year-long journey with some amazing citizens. Can we give Siddiq a round of applause? And can we also acknowledge the lady who is bringing lots of light to South Africa, my partner for the last 10 years. No sign of divorce as yet. Louise van Rijn. Only when I retire soon there could be talk of a divorce. And then of course the awesome team from Symphonia. I see Magali, I see Sharon, I saw Melissa, I think, and my other mob, my magnificent Michelle, my coach. Let's put our hands together for the awesome Symphonia team for what they do to put this together. So now I'm going to do something very quickly. I don't know if I can remove the mic, but I'm going to just try my natural voice. You've eaten. We need to lift the energy in the room. So can I ask you all to just step into the ring here, the arena? They say you need to be in the arena. These beautiful South African children, and tonight is going to be a blast. Forget the nerves, forget all the worries. We are going to be amazing. So well done. Congratulations to COP32. This is what I do every morning. I roll and yeah! If you don't say it, nobody's going to say it. So you're looking at Ridwan Samodien. He reads one book at a time and he's got many unfinished titles, but he starts them at least. This is unofficial, uncontested. You're looking at Western Cape's most handsome principal. Just saying. All right, I was going to play you the theme song from the movie called Waiting for Superman. And Dr. Louise introduced me to the movie called Waiting for Superman. And I think South Africa, with the SASA grants, is creating tremendous problems. Yes, we need to sort out our people, but we are waiting for Superman. We are waiting for Superman. I am not waiting for Superman, I am Superman. And so all principals at the school are superheroes. Let's give them a wonderful round of applause. And so, Professor Brian O'Connell has said that we can continue to do what we do. And June 1976 will look like a walk in a park, will look like a Sunday afternoon picnic. And with that, if we continue to do what we do and allow our leaders to run away and do what they're doing and not holding them accountable, we're going to have serious problems. But we cannot wait for our leaders. We, in the coalface, we have to do a difference and make a difference. And so what I'm about to show you is my journey at Canterbury Primary School, and I want you to be aware that I am still 25 years into democracy, a victim of discrimination. The quintile system, in my view, is a discriminatory thing. I'm in quintile 5, getting 220 Rand a child. I have to run that school with 150 to 200,000 Rand a year. I spend 90,000 on municipal bills and 50,000 on textbooks. Where do I get the rest of the money? And our communities are struggling. Every day I hear of more children going to bed hungry. We've got some problems. But it's up to you and I, the heroes of these children, who can make a difference. So we don't wait for Superman, we are Superman. And we've changed our slogan. We said, teaching is a work of heart. So we come to you from Grassy Park Primary School, where teaching is a work of heart. We work with the hearts and minds of children. And when we win the hearts and minds of those little children, like the era so beautifully showed us here, then we win the hearts and minds of our parents, and then in turn we hope to get their hands. Because without the hands of our parents, we are in serious trouble. And so at Canterbury Primary School, we believe in the A, as Ben Zander has said, You give a person an A and he will step into that A. Right at the beginning of this journey, PFP selected you and gave you an A, and tonight we will see shiny eyes of people who have stepped into that A and who have achieved and marveled at what their fellow partners have done. So the A not only stands for the A status, the A stands for affirmation, for appreciation as well, and we'll speak a little bit about that later. And so at Kannemeyer we call ourselves the A team. Not B.A. Baraka's is A team. But we are the A team because we have supermen and superheroes at our school. And so when you enter, we say every journey begins with a single step. The Chinese proverb, not the Corona one, the Chinese proverb that says every journey begins with a single step, and that's how we've started on our journey with Louise. You look for somebody, we said yes, we didn't know what we were saying yes to, but we had in mind that we need to carve a better, brighter future for the children at Kannemeyer Primary School. So we have the mantra of enter to learn and leave to serve. And so my personal mantra is, I better turn around when I read it here. The greatest gift an adult can give a child is the gift of sound character and a quality, holistic education. The Prophet of Islam says that the greatest gift a father can give his son is the gift of good character. And if we look at the challenges that we have in our country where children don't know boundaries, we need to reel them in by teaching them good character. And so for a moment, if you will allow me just to pause, we always need to be mindful about where we come from so that we know where we're going. And in that we will know what is our why. Why are we doing what we need to do? What is our purpose? So in 1652, Jan van Riebeeck came to the Cape with 3 of his ships, and he colonized us, and with that traumatized and brutalized our forebears. In 1648, the first ship, the Amersfoort, I think if that is correct, arrived with slaves from Angola. And in 1948, we had apartheid. Now, why I'm mentioning this to you is that the research shows that people who have been living under slavery, it takes generations before the DNA leaves that human being, just the effect of slavery. South Africa had a triple whammy. We had slavery, colonialism, and apartheid. And of late, we had the dark years, corruption rife. Our children have been robbed of a bright future. So we are mindful, and we hear the words of Professor Brian O'Connell when he says that if we don't do anything, June 1976 is going to look like a Sunday afternoon picnic. And already we can see in our landscape the genocide, the violence. I don't want to go in there. And we need to ask ourselves, why? Because we are still suffering the debilitating effects of that trauma that our forebears suffered. And going forward, Reverend Jan Wolming says that South Africans are broken people. We are broken. Former director of Metropole South, Eugene Daniel, said that some of us are broken. We are aware of it and we're doing something about it. Others are broken, they are in denial. And the majority of our people are not even aware that they are broken. Look at the gender-based violence, the brokenness that is affecting and penetrating our society. Every day you hear of a child, a young life that has been taken away. And so my view is that we are in denial. We are denying that we are Africans and that we have the blood of Ubuntu flowing through our veins. And Ubuntu says that I am because of you and you are because of me. And in essence, the PFP philosophy that it takes a village to raise a child. But it can also be a little bit glib. I believe, and the Red Indians, their philosophy resonates with me when they say, we believe in the circle of courage. And we believe that if we can instill in our children a sense of belonging, and we can instill in our children perhaps even our adults, a sense of mastery, a sense of independence, and a sense of generosity, then we will equip them with the recipe and the necessary tools to make it in this South Africa going forward. And all of you being here, you are showing us over this year, you've created a sense of belonging. I heard the principal said it takes 6 months to build that relationship, but there is now a greater cohesion, there's a sense of belonging in this team. You've shown your skills, you've all developed a sense of independence, your sense of mastery, and this evening you are going to share those beautiful stories, your sense of generosity. And if we can get children to, if we can focus on those 4 quadrants, and we get children to work in and develop those quadrants, we will set them up for life. And so I believe in the words of Julie Hassan, where she says, schools can't become the best places for students to learn and grow unless we make them the best places for teachers to learn and grow. And so whatever we do, although we focus on the children, when teachers or adults learn, the children are going to learn. And so we have rich staff development programs at our school where we try and source the best to train our teachers so that they can give the children the best. We were blessed at the PFP gathering to meet Wilfred, and we were introduced to the Kagan Cooperative Learning, all about engagement. That is a whole chapter on its own. But amongst Kagan and all the other things that we are rolling out at our school is to equip our teachers so that they can give a better quality education to our children. I know my time is tight, so I'm going to be speeding up. We affirm our own teachers. We don't wait for the NTA. Every year I have a teacher of the year, a coach of the year, secretary of the year, because I believe we need to affirm people. We have a superheroes board, Samo superheroes. You saw Superman earlier. Every week we identify a learner in a class, and instead of just celebrating on the challenge ones or the misunderstood ones I heard yesterday, instead of saying the naughty ones, we also look at those who are excelling and we're affirming them. And so our aim is, with our character values that we have at our school, we've got 6 values. Through Partners for Possibility, we were introduced to character transformation, which in America is called character traits. 6 values, core values that we believe set us up over the last 10 years to be able to improve the quality of our teaching at our school. And so our aim is, with these values, that our children will become citizens, people like you and I who will impact positively in the lives of our children. So at the end of the year, we have a graduation ceremony where each and every learner is affirmed. We look at the strengths of that learner, we affirm him, and then we do the sports awards, and then we do the academic awards. It's not just all about the academics. You need to spot the talent in each and every learner and celebrate that, and you'll see how his or his life will turn around. We have beautiful classrooms, and I saw the ladies from Coronation is here, and thanks to them we have a raw room as well. You can see there that one on the right, top right, our beautiful raw room for the grade 1s where they have a language laboratory. We believe, and with PFP or time to think, that the space that the child is in need to say to the child that you are important, that you matter. You can't have a classroom with charts hanging from one drawing pin and it doesn't look conducive to learning. So the space that you invite the child in must say that you are important, you belong here. And it's small things, but it's of vital importance. Some of our spaces that we have painted those tables, we didn't ask for permission. We can always apologize later. But we have beautified our tables, our desks with the most beautiful colors so that the children feel at home. Through the 6 values that we have divided our character transformation in 6 values. Grade R and grade 1 are grade R and grade 2 are responsible for red, which is caring. Grade 1 and grade 3 for orange, which is fairness. Grade 4, responsibility. Grade 5, respect. Grade 6, trustworthy. On Monday, those who want to join us at 10 o'clock, we're having our first launch for the year, where grade 6s will be up on the stage, singing, dancing, doing poems, and the mantra. There's a mantra for each value, positive mantra which says, I am a trustworthy person, my word is my honor. I treat all those around me with respect, but that's the respect one, sorry. Anyway, so this is what we do, and you'll find these affirmations across the school where we integrate the values with reading. So there are the 6 mantras of each value that we do at our school. Some of the launches that we've had over the last years, before we had a home. You can speed up a bit, ma'am. Okay, grade 4's responsibility. We've added one which is the anti-bully one, where they say real men wear pink. So we get our learners to wear pink so that they can show their abhorrence to being bullied as well. Our corridors have been given names. Grade 4s, the square for grade 4, they have the Responsibility Road, the Heart for Caring Avenue, University Boulevard. Instead of saying citizens, our grade 7s walk along University Boulevard because that is where they need to go, to UCT, Stellenbosch, or Oxford, or wherever. We have a little tranquility garden for learners. Even teachers sometimes who's emotionally harmed and feel unwell, they go into that beautiful space. I say that is the most peaceful space in Grassy Park. You can't see it so well, but there are about 1,000 and odd pebbles, each painted by a learner and embedded into this little path of inspiration. Our bathrooms have been color-coded as well, each one with the value. So the orange door is fairness, that's your grade 3A bathroom, and your 3B bathroom. The green bathroom is grade 4, and so on. So only that class will use that bathroom, and there's a key, and sometimes they even have their powders and whatever in there. And so we have responded to the call about the Pearls test that says that 8 out of 10 grade 4s cannot read with understanding. And so we have introduced quite a number of strategies at our school. We have the reading buddies, where we pair off a grade 7 with a grade 4 learner and they find time together to read. We have the DEAR program, Drop Everything and Read program, and we, as I said, plastered all our corridors with beautiful little saying super 7s, stunning 6s, fabulous 5s, fantastic 4s, and so on and so forth. Those are my matriculants when they are in grade R and they're on stage. Before they get their graduation cape, they don their T-shirt. So you'll see there are matriculants of 2030, 2025, 26, and so on and so forth. So every year, and when it's PT, they walk around with these T-shirts so that they know we are praying over them, we're speaking over them. They need to be in matric in that year. That is what Mandela says, that it's within our hands to make of our world a better place. You may move, ma'am. Part of our reading strategy, we have reading booths. You know the old telephone booth? We have a reading booth. The learners go inside there during intervals, they collect a book and they read. Unfortunately, some of those books are now disappearing, but I hope they're being read at home. So we have, just a quick one back again. So we are building these booths ourselves. The first one we got as a gift. You can see the blue one and the green one under construction as we speak, because for every value, the 6, we want to have a book booth. And so there you see our flaming flamingo made by yours truly. We have a flamingo with 6 letter boxes, and we launch on World Read Aloud Day the reading competition. And every grade has their own color. So they read a book. They write down the name, the surname, the grade, the title, the author, and the longest word. Then they go home, mommy or daddy must sign. They bring it back, and they find an adult, the caretaker, the cleaner, the kitchen lady, whoever they find, and they tell them the story. And only once they have followed that process do we sign it, and then it may be entered into the competition box. And they know that by the end of the year, the winner will win 500 Rand. What we've done just Monday, we celebrated all the learners who did well in the classes. They were invited to have some KFC with the principal in his office. The learner who read the most books, I had a grade 3 learner since the 6th of February till yesterday, Monday, 42 books. Unbelievable. And then we have these reading billboards at our school, all across the school. You can see Louise van Rijn. You see our patron, our former head boy, Lester Kiewit, has agreed to be the patron of Kannemeyer Primary School. You hear him every night between 6 and 8 on Cape Talk. So we are blessed to have Lester as our patron. And one think that these children don't know. Today we had the librarian call him and say, "Sir, you better come here, Mr. America's Story." And we asked him, "What do you notice is different at the school?" And said, "Here are all these billboards around the school. But I know one, ma'am." "Really? You know one?" And he could quote his teacher's quote, what she says about reading. And we think these kids don't read. This child not only read it, but he put it to memory. And if I must tell you about that misunderstood boy, I can stand here the whole night. So for me, that is something to celebrate, that this little misunderstood boy who turned a classroom into a work of art. Really, that's the best way to describe it. Paint all over the shop. And so on my journey, thank you to Louise, we have been introduced to time to think. I fell in love with that philosophy. I can now proudly say that I am a time to think accredited coach. Round of applause. I'm also a time to think facilitator. And I've offered principals and nobody wants to bite. It's for free. If you want training for your staff, call on me while I still have time. And so I was going to play you a little song. I don't know if you can play the song. And so there you can see I can now stand with arms folded after a long walk to freedom with my business partner, Louise van Rijn. A school designated for gutter education, a school designated for colored children. I remember, and I can kick myself, I found those lids of the toilets. And you know these little stamps that to put on a lid, it was embossed in there, printed in there, you couldn't wash it off. School for colored children in 1961. And so the story of Kannemeyer would have been that these children would have had to receive gutter education. But they were blessed to be part of this journey. We were struggling to get parents on board when Louise walked into our school. Today we can safely say that Kannemeyer, and we crafted this vision on a Saturday, the first time, an historic day, that teachers would come to school on a Saturday for a visioning and missioning run by Louise, to be the school of choice. And today, I can proudly say that Kannemeyer is a school of choice. I can stand with my hands folded and retire when I look at those beautiful children beside me. When you walk into the school, you can see the energy, the sense of belonging, the confidence in our children. Yes, we have serious problems still. We have staff members who are at conflict with one another still. But I am so grateful that I have been given the skills through time to think, to mediate between the difficult people. So I want to encourage all teachers, please pursue the time to think model according to Nancy Klein. It is the tool that you can use to fight oppression. I want to turn it around and say, time to think is the tool to build humanity. And this is what we desperately need in our beloved South Africa. So thank you for what you do for the boys and girls, South Africa's clever kids. You give them an A, all of them. Thank you for what you're doing for South Africa's clever kids. Thank you for what you're doing for our terrific teachers. And may I ask you to put your hands together for South Africa's passionate principals in this room. Thank you.